Did you think you could stop the future? You're just a thief!
No.
I'm Ant-Man. I know. It wasn't my idea.
What's up everybody, this is Vanquish X and today I have my review of Ant-Man. Ant-Man, the smallest of Marvel heroes, joins their huge cinematic universe and I just loved this movie. The story of Ant-Man revolves around Scott Lang, a criminal who is very good at breaking into places and stealing shit. After Scott is released from prison, Michael Douglas, who plays Hank Pym, wants to take advantage of Scott's skills and tries to persuade him to become the new Ant-Man to stop some world-shattering stuff that's going on, like usual in a Marvel movie. The movie is much smaller in scale than the other films in the MCU, but doing that made it work. They knew they had a small character that not everyone would know, and they ran full force into that, using it to their advantage. Making it a heist-like film in the middle of their big blockbuster films like Age of Ultron helps make Ant-Man stand out from the MCU crowd, because it is a big crowd now. Paul Rudd absolutely kills it as Scott Lang. He's a very likeable character. He's just a normal guy and wants to do good for his family and gets handed a suit and it makes him shrink of all things to help him do that. Overall, he's just a great addition to the MCU. Michael Douglas. Wow. Michael Douglas is amazing in this movie as Hank Pym. His portrayal of Hank brought a lot of feeling and depth to the movie, especially when paired with his daughter, Hope, played by Evangeline Lilly. The relationship and chemistry really gave the film the seriousness that it needed in those scenes. I'm not saying that it's a completely serious movie. I burst out in laughter throughout. It's hilarious at times, whether it's coming from Paul Rudd getting used to the Ant-Man abilities or Scott's friend Louise, played by Michael Pena, who's just the funniest guy. Even when he's just explaining something or doing the smallest thing, he made me laugh and it happened at all the right times. His comedy timing was just perfect. Let's move on to the action from this movie. When it happened, it was great. The way he used his powers in those scenes, where he would run into a fight and turn small, punch a guy, grow and then go small again, running up guns or popping out of nowhere and flinging a guy over his shoulder with his tie. It was all just done really well and I wanted to see more of it as it was by far the funnest part of the film. Also, the CGI is incredibly done. There's not a moment of it where you could go, yeah, it's fake, it doesn't look real. The CGI department that worked on this movie deserves a round of applause. Lastly, I want to talk about the villain of the movie, Darren Cross, Yellow Jacket, played by Corey Stoll. The villain is definitely the weakest part in this film. Not saying anything against Corey Stoll, he did a great job as Darren Cross, but the way they handled the character just didn't work and stopped Yellow Jacket from feeling like a real threat. He's just a copy of Ant-Man. It's not like we haven't seen that before. Iron Man fought Ironmonger, the Hulk fought Abomination, who's just an evil Hulk, and Captain America battled Red Skull, an evil super soldier. And I hope Marvel stop this soon, as we've seen the hero fight an evil version of himself over and over. And if the hero and villain's powers are completely different, it makes it more interesting. Overall, Ant-Man is a great movie. It's the perfect blend of story, action and comedy, as well as the way they handled putting this movie into the MCU with the flashback of Hank in the 1980s, I think it was, in the beginning, mentioning the Avengers, even getting a cameo from one of them. Now I won't go into detail on, I'll leave that up to you guys when you go see it, and giving hints to heroes that are still to come was all worked in really well and safely secured the film's place in the big MCU timeline. I am going to give Ant-Man an 8 out of 10 and I highly recommend that you go see it. Well, that's it from me. If you like the video, rock out on that like button, leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video.